I'm so sorry. Hi, by mistake, I was disconnect the meeting.
It's okay, no issues. Yeah.
Yeah, let's share my screen.
Hi, good
Yeah,
morning.
Kiran, done. Yeah, done.
Yeah, hi Kiran. So Kiran, have you followed the previous record sessions? Because last session we have discussed about the library concept.
In last session, I didn't. I'll do it today. I didn't get
Yeah.
time today.
Because see today the concept is related to the previous session, so that's why I'm asking. So if you have followed the last session, the library concept, that only you can understand what I'm saying now. So it's okay. First you listen. So after that, after this session, when you're free, just refer the previous sessions. Okay. The main concept is library concept. So if you follow that, if you refer that recording session, so today concept you will understand. So in last session we have seen library concept, right? So library, what is the concept of reusability and library definition, and how we are using and where we are using. So where to create a library, everything is right. What is a library and why we need to use this library, and where to create this library and how to create this. So all these things we have seen, right? So now let's understand advantage of using the library. Okay. So what is the advantage of using the library means basically the reason behind using the library. If you want to change something in the library, okay, I mean, see if you see here, if you there is a library, right? If you want to change something in the library, if you want to change anything in any of the test steps, okay, in any of the test step, you can directly change in the library, right? Automatically, what will happen when we change something in the library? It will update all the references, right? Now we will discuss something about concept of business parameters. So what is the business parameters? Why do we need to use this business parameters? So we will see. Okay, let 1 minute. So here there is a login test case, right? So in login test case, open URL, click on login, enter the login details, click on logout, tbox wait, close browser, everything is there. So just copy it and paste it here again. We are going to take this one and I'll explain. So login test case one. So just click on login. So I was thinking login is the common step. Okay. So this I mean I'm sure wherever you are you entered in any application, open URL is the common one, register common one, logout is the common one, right? So next I was thinking click on login is the common step. So I just drag and drop onto the libraries. Okay, this test step, right? And see. And open URL from library, login details. So wherever if you want to use open, for example, there is no open URL in my test case. Okay, I'm going to delete this one. Okay, there is no open URL. You can use this one. Okay, open URL, take this one and drag and drop into login test case. See, open URL, reference, right? So login test case, I mean login details. So these also I'm using this drag and drop onto library. Okay. And what is the back arrow? What is this meaning? This is reference to enter the login details to library, right? Now see, in library, click on login, logout is there, register is there, login details is there, open URL, okay, fine. And login test case one, mm, open URL is a reference, click on login reference, enter the login details is also reference one, click on logout, I just want to rename it. Tbox wait, close browser. So open URL should be first in first place, right? After that, click on login. After that, enter the login details. Click on logout, tbox wait, close browser. Okay. For suppose I'm repeating once again. So I'm going to delete this one. I mean, this logout is not in my test case. You can take from library itself. Okay. So there is a logout or not. Click on login, register control, logout. Okay. Suppose see, this test step is not in my test case. So I'm going to take this one from library to login test case one. Okay. So it should be in fourth place. Okay. So for see, as a new joinee to the team, but suppose I have started, they have given me a small test case to build. So what I have done, I have gone and checked for this test case to login. So first of all, open URL. I have taken it from the library. Clicking on login and enter the login details. Click on logout. So these are the common steps which are common across all the test cases, right? If you see login in test case one, if you want to login, so these are the common steps which are required for every test case. So that see why I place them in the library. So I have used them back. Now, why come the concept of business parameters will come into the picture is, so I'll explain. First, to create one folder. Okay. So I'll give you a name, business parameters. Here already I have created login test case one, right? Just copy it and paste it here, right? So let us consider there are 5 to 6 people in my project and each and every person who wants to automate the test cases. Okay. I mean, just what they have done is, for example, there is a parameters, right? Just create same test cases. Okay. Copy, paste, paste. I have created same test cases of 4 times. Okay. Just assume of 4 people in my project, and each and every person wants to automate the test case to work upon it. Same test case. And what they have done, first name I'm giving, for example, Rajesh, Kiran, Bhagya, Amar. Okay. Now 4 people are working. When they are building their test cases, it is absolutely fine. They are using the test cases the test results from the library. But when there is a situation that if they want to log in with their own credentials, now they are opening the URL. Okay. So clicking on, see, opening the URL, clicking on login. But when they are trying to enter the login details, okay, enter the login details, what is the buffer of email ID? Let's just see. Email ID and password, there is a value, right? But there is a situation that their test case will work only with their login credentials, or that functionality will work only with the admin credentials. So what he will do? He will think that, okay, this test step is being used as a reference. Means it has taken from your library. When it has been taken from your library, what I have told you, whenever you want to change any data on the test step, which is used in the library, you need to always change it only main library, right? Already we have discussed. So you should not change it here. You should change in test case where exactly you are using. This is my concept actually. So yesterday, what we have said, what we have discussed, whenever you want to change any data, so you can change it in main library itself. But what I'm saying, you should not change it here. You should change in test case where exactly you are using. So my point is, when you want to change anything, modify, delete, addition, disable, enable, whatever you want to do on the test step, which is used from the library, you need to always go to the library, right? So in test case one, mm, there is a login details, right? So I just go to jump to reusable test step block. So where it is have gone. See, and there you have to make the changes here. Now, what Kiran does what Rajesh does in the test case is he wants to log in with these details, right? For example, here there is a exit equals to true, and here I'm going to change the value here. Okay, so I just want to delete this one. So I want to put Rajesh @ gmail.com, for example. Okay, this is my input. So because this test case will work only when he is login with these credentials. So let us assume that before Rajesh itself, uh, Kiran has created this library. Okay, and Kiran is creating the test cases. Kiran felt that okay, this enter the login details might be a common test step and it can be used across all the test cases. So he placed in that in the library and he went. Now what happened? Rajesh was trying to execute his test case and he's just trying to run, but it is failing. Why? Because he is not having a authorized access. So in order to get the authorized, that is what his does basically is he needs to use only his credentials, right? Now what he does, he has changed the credentials or the user ID, email ID or password to his details in the test step in the main library. He has done correctly, so he has done right. If you see that, so login credentials, Rajesh @gmail.com. If you see Kiran also, Rajesh. If you see Bhagya, Rajesh, right? And you are going to change the password also. Sorry, here. For example, ERTY. This is my password. Okay. So he will save it and then he will go back to his test case. So can you see? Can you see in his test case? Everything is same. Rajesh at the gmail.com. Everything, if you see any test case, the data, it will reflect in all test cases. Right? As I told you, whenever you change anything in the library, I mean in the test step, in the reusable test step block in the library, it will update all the references. Now he will run his test cases. Okay, it will pass. Now his job is done and he has gone to another test case. Suddenly the next day, when when Kiran is coming and he is also working on his test case, which was assigned to him. So he also wants to execute the test case without checking, right? And he will feel that okay, I have used these test steps from the library and I can reuse them. And he starts running it, but the test case get failed because the credentials which have been used are given as a current credentials. Now even Bhagya test case will also fail because she will not be having the authorized access to log in with the Rajesh details. So now what she will do? Okay, I can't execute this test case. I need to change it to my credentials to execute this test case, right? So if you want to pass to test case, what she will do? She will change it to her credentials where she will, but where she want to change. But where she will change? Obviously, just go to enter the login details. She will go to the main library. Just see, I'm here. Jump to reusable test step block, and here you are. You can see here Rajesh details. Rajesh credentials already mentioned, and she will go to the main library and she will change it there itself. For example, Bhagya. Okay. Now what has happened? Again, she will come back to her test case. Okay, and verify yes it is reflecting and she will execute, right? It will pass now. What happened again when Amar, okay, when say Amar and Kiran or Rajesh want to execute the test case, will it work? Because Bhagya credentials is there and Amar, Kiran, Rajesh, next day they come and they wants to execute the test case, it will work?
No.
No.
No, right? So when Amar is trying to execute, he will fail the details of Bhagya. See, when you change something automatically, it will be updated in all the references. Even if you use these values, or even if you use this librarian, 100 test cases, if you change one value, it will go on the update in all the references. So it is maintenance becomes easy, but now what even the maintenance is become easy now. If someone is changing the data, I'm unable to execute my test case or I need to give some argument credentials, right? What will happen in this kind of situation? I'm unable to go forward each and every time if I change only my test case is working. For example, how many people have used this common step for people? And if one person is changing automatically, the other three people are facing an issue. Now Bhagya has changed into her credentials. Obviously, when what Rajesh will be in assumption and what Kiran will be in assumption. Like, okay, I have already changed it to my credentials, and without checking again, he will run. But again, he will come to know after it's getting failure. Oh, again, it has got changed to some. I'm guessing. So it is a continuous process, right? When the team is working, any one of the people will be continuously updating the values. If they want to change the data, so then what is happening? Only one person will be benefited out of this, but all not at all, right? whoever using this test case, whoever present in this project. So what is your maintenance? Always you know to change. I mean, now is the situation, is it clear for you? What is the situation?
Yes, clear.
Yes, yes.
So even though you are using a test step from your library, if you want to change the data, you need to always change it in the main library. But when you are changing in the main library, it is updating in all the references. So what is happening? One or the other person is only getting benefited and all the other test cases are getting failed, even though use the common step. So now in order to overcome this situation, so what I will be doing is, in order to overcome this situation, we will be creating the business parameters. So there comes the concept of business parameters. Okay. So what is the definition of it? It will allow us to change the data on the test step, which are used or taken from library. Okay. So it will allow us to change the data on the test step which are used from library. So by using this concept of business parameters, you can change the data, or you can say input or values on the test steps which are used from the library. So previously when I change the data, it is reflecting in all the differences, right? Sorry, references. So now it will not reflect it, right? When I use business parameters, it will not reflect it. So whoever the test cases they want to, they will try to update. Please remember, always this business parameters will be created on the reusable test step blocks. It will created on the RTB. RTB means reusable test step blocks. But why do I need to create the business parameters always on the library or reusable test step blocks? Because you are using this to change the data, right? To change the data on which you are trying to change the data from the step which is being used in the library. So it should be always be created on the reusable test step blocks. Just go back to TOSCA. Here there is a library. Enter the login details. Is it there, right? Now you can ask me, why did you come directly to the enter login details? Because enter the login details is a step which is causing an issue with the data, right? So I have directly navigating to the reusable block in the library. So how do I create business parameters? You can, just go to library, enter the login details, just give a right click. Okay. You can see here, create business parameter container. Just click on that. Okay. Again, give a right click. You can see here, create parameter. First, you create business parameters. Under, you can create parameters. And you can ask me how many parameters we create. So basically in your test step, where are the places that you are facing the issue? Email ID and password, right? So right now I'm facing the issue with this data in these two controls or two test step values. So I will be creating two parameters. Simple. Okay. Create two parameters for login details, email and password. Just give a email and password. So, okay, that's it. My job is done. I have gone to the library, and under this library, this is a reusable block which is causing an issue with this data. So what I have done, I have created a business parameter folder, and under that I have created two business parameters, one for email and one for password. So creation of business parameters is done. My job is done, right? Now in library, under library, there is a login details. and you can see email and password. So here, email and password, right? So we have already just delete this value, email and password. Okay. Now we have already seen what is a business parameters, how to create a business parameters. But we should also know how to use this business parameters. Like creation of buffer is different and uses of buffer is different. And even creation of test configuration parameter is different and uses of test configuration parameter is different, right? Did you remember syntaxes? When you want to use this configuration parameters which is created, you will be writing a syntax. In the similar way, when you want to use the business parameters, you need to also write the syntax. What is the syntax of business parameters? Just give a right click, PL, square bracket, and then close. What you will give in the bracket? Name of the name of business parameters. So PL means parameter from library. Okay. So what is the syntax of buffer? Flower bracket,
B.
B. Okay. Square bracket and then
Square
close.
bracket.
Close.
What is the syntax of configuration parameter? Flower bracket, CP, square bracket and then close. Right. So why I am not writing business parameters? Okay. See, BP, square bracket close. So why I am not writing BP instead of PL? So because this parameters on library. Okay. So BP means business parameters. PL means parameter from library. Right. So you have created a parameter. Where you have created a parameter? On the library itself. So that's what the intention of the intention of using this PL. Okay. There is an interview question. So syntax questions, okay? They will ask the syntax questions like what is the syntax of buffer, what is the syntax of configuration parameters, what is the syntax of business parameters, what is the syntax of parameters levels. So they will ask like this, okay? And now where do I need to use this syntax? So go back to TOSCA. There is a library, there is a login details, and there is an email and password, right? And here you need to mention PL syntax. Just give a right click, PL, already it mentioned, square bracket, and then close. In square bracket, what you will do? What you will give mention? Email. Whatever you have mentioned, email. Okay. And here also you have to give a password. Okay. Square bracket, PL, just enter. Okay. In PL, password.
No, it would be that is email section only.
Next, like
Yeah. So see, there is email and password, there is a caps. So you should also mention in caps only. If you're giving a small letters, you should mention in small letters only. Okay. Just attentive what I'm saying. So don't confuse. If your everything is right and if your test case is failing, just check this one email and password. Now what is happening? Your job is done with this library. Now you need to go to the actual test case where you're working this. Okay. Where is your test case? Here. There is a business parameters. There is a folder. Okay. Rajesh is a test case. Just go to enter the login details, which is we will that will be the reference from the library. So see, I have made all the changes. I have created a business parameters and my job is done with this library, right? Now it's time to go to my test case and I have gone to my test case. But when I click enter the login details, I am not able to see the test step. I'm able to see only the business parameters which I have created. For your reference, I will go for another reference like see. Where I have created. Here also I am not seeing. See, under this reusable test step blocks, you are able to see the test step, right? I mean, when you change, you are not actually, when you click on that, you have to see the test steps, right? These test steps. You are taking from the library itself, right? Whatever you are here, reference, the login details, you are taking from here. Here you can see only business parameters. See, right? And where is this? I can't able to see here. Are you understanding my point?
You got it. Like we don't have the other options, right?
Yeah,
Login,
we have seen only this business
email and password,
parameters which we had created, but we are unable to see this enter the login details,
login details. Yes.
right? See, but we have taken this one from library itself, right, as a reference. So, see why I'm saying this point is even in your real time or when you are getting practice, when you feel that if there is no test step present inside that, go to the test case section. Okay, can you see there? There is a something called show test step detail. Okay, are you able to see here? Is it visible?
Yes. Yes.
Yes.
Yes.
There is a tab. Just this is show test step details. Click on this. Okay, you can find it. Whenever you go to any library, I mean reusable block, reusable block reference. If you are not able to see the actual test step, then you please go to this test case section. And in the ribbon bar, there is a test step details. Okay, just click on this. If you click on again, what happened? It will hide. If you click on that, then it will show you. Now see what is happening. Rajesh wants to execute this test step. He has to come to this test case and he wants to change the data, right? And where to change the data? Previously, he used to change the data always on the library. But now creating the business parameters, he will not go to the library, right? So what is the definition of business parameters? It will allow us to change the data on the test steps which are used from the library. So I can change the data in this test step only. But where? By using business parameters. Okay. So business parameters folder. There is a Rajesh is the test case. Okay. Login details is a reference one. So click on that. Okay. There is a business parameters. Okay. Just give email and password here. Just give Rajesh, sorry, at the rate of gmail.com. Password QWERTYU123. Okay. This is your input. And what is happening? When Rajesh wants to execute his test step, he will open the URL. He will click on the login details. When the reopen, he wants to enter the login details. First, he is waiting and he is giving input. And what is the input? PL email. Okay. PL means business parameters. And what is the business parameter of email? Email is a Rajesh at the Kiran at Rajesh at the rate of gmail.com. He will be taken as an input. Okay. One, what is password? PL password, right? So QWERTYU123. He is just executing the test case. Now there is no need to change it in the library. Okay, no need. See, it's not reflecting in. If you go there, where is it? I have given it right. Sorry, here. Okay, you can see it, right? If you go there in library, you can't see. If you go in Rajesh test case, you can see here, right? And next day, Kiran came and he wants to execute his test case. Just go to enter the login details. Just give Kiran at the rate of gmail.com. Just give your password QWEOTY. Okay. So what is the input for email? PL email. Sorry. PL email. What is the business parameters of email? Kiran at the rate of gmail.com. And what is the password of syntax? PL password. What is the password one? QR QWRTYU 123. Now Bhagya came and she wants to execute her test case, right? And Bhagya just enter the login details very simply. Bhagya at the rate of gmail.com. Give a password. Password it will be same. We can use same password or we can use different password, anything. But email it will not be same. Okay. So she will enter her credentials. Now, are you understanding my point? So here you can see Rajesh at the rate of gmail.com. Kiran also he can use his own credentials, and Bhagya also she can use own credentials. So see, it's become very easy now. So let us consider that now Rajesh can independently, without any dependent on others, he can independently execute his test case. Even though Kiran can independently execute the test case without any worry, and his data will be changed or not, again will be passed or failed. Only with the help of these business parameters, you can change the data on the test step, which are used from your library, right? Now, Amar, just go to, he will go and enter the login details. Amar@gmail.com. Right? So whenever if you want to change the data, you can change it here. No need of always going into the library. No need of changing it here. Okay. And it is getting reflected in all the references, right? If you make changes in library. So it is also time-based process kind of thing. Okay. So that's why we have used this concept of business parameters. If you want to change the data on this test step, which are used from the library. Okay, and in interview, they will ask you like, have you worked on libraries? You should say yes. I have worked on the concept of libraries. And it will ask again, what is the library? So this is the definition of library. Sorry, here. Okay. Library is group or collection of reusable test step blocks which are common in nature and can be used across multiple test cases. So when do you use this library? Just take this example and explain whatever we have discussed in yesterday class. And they will ask you what is the difference between test configuration parameters and business parameters. Difference between TCP and BP. TCP means test configuration parameters and business parameters. Let's understand what is the see first point. So in TCP, where we are created TCP, are we create on test configuration parameters? We can on folder or test step or test case. Again and again, I told you test configuration parameters and where we are creating this. What is this? I mean, everything we have discussed. Anyone? Where we are creating test configuration parameters. Test cases, test step, folder. Which one?
Folder level at the root.
Rajesh?
Forgotten. I think test case only, right?
Test case. Let me check. What is this? Test case. On test case only test configuration parameters we can create, not folder, Kiran. Yeah. You're right, Kiran, actually.
Root level.
You said
I said
root
root
folder level.
level. Root
Yeah.
folder. Yes.
Okay. Root folder level, we can do it. And we can also create on test case. We cannot create on normal folders on, we cannot create on test step.
Yeah.
Both
Individual.
answers were, yeah, right. I'm sorry. Yeah. And next. So, it will be created on test case, test cases and test cases root folder level. Okay. So when you create on test case folder level, what what is the main thing that you will see? It will reflect on uh, throughout the test cases. That is the main thing if you create on root folder level. And if you want to create on specific test case, then you should go on specific test case and you will create a test configuration parameter. Okay. And what is the next point for and business parameters where we will create? Just right now we have discussed. It will
Library.
be created on where?
Library.
Sorry,
Library.
library.
Yes.
We can create on library so that it will reflect on all references. Okay. Whatever we have created the business parameters, it will created on library itself. Second point. So test configuration will be created on test cases, right? For what? A specific set of values, right? And here, why we are creating the business parameters on library? To change the data, right? And what is the third point? What is the syntax of TCP? Clever bracket, CP,
CP. CP.
square bracket, and then close. Here you will give name of CP. Okay. And what is the syntax of business parameters? Clever bracket,
PL.
so
PL.
PL,
PL.
square bracket, then close. What it will give here?
Name of business parameter.
Yeah, name of BP. And last fourth point. So if you want to create a test configuration parameters, so if you're creating on specific test configuration parameters, only you can create on single test case. Okay. And for business parameters, it will update in all references. If you create a business parameters on library, it will update in all references. Right? Whatever already we have created business parameters, right? It will reflect the business parameters in all. What if you take the enter the login details as a reference. Okay, under enter the login details, if you are creating business parameters, whatever you have created, it will reflect in all references. Okay, clear?
Okay.
Okay. Now, that's it. Now, tomorrow we will see the next concepts, recovery and cleanup scenarios, how we will create and okay. We will see next session.
Yes.
Yeah.
Have you shared as an interview questions for TOSCA?
Interview questions.
Yes.
Uh, yeah. Right. Not it. I'm preparing that. Because some questions in my document, some questions already I have noted in my notes. So everything I want to put it in one page, one document only. So I'm preparing that. Okay. So once I prepared, I will share with you guys.
Okay, fine.
Yes. Okay.
Yeah. So is it clear everything? What this concept? Don't confuse it. Just refer this session video if you're confused. Okay, and follow this one.
So I have one doubt here.
Yes.
When
Yeah.
multiple users are working, right? Who will create the business parameters?
Anyone.
Anyone, right?
See,
Okay.
anyone you it's not mandatory for only one person that you are create. If you are the main person, Kiran is the main person. It is not necessary and mandatory. Okay. See, if you are facing this issue, just go to library and just create a business parameters. Okay. If you're already creating the business parameters, right? Kiran went to the office and see, okay, my test case is getting failed. Then it is not in business parameters in library. Then he can create. Already it is there. Then just go to change the uh, details because already Kiran, what he has done, he has already taken the login details as a reference from library. Then simply he can go and change the details. That's it.
Okay. Good.
Yeah. Okay. Um, we'll meet in tomorrow session. Okay, with the next concepts. Kiran, I think do you have a? I think you have doubts, right? You texted
I,
me.
yes. Yes.
Yeah, but
I
at
had
at
few
that
wonders.
time I was in airport, so that's why I mean I'm not able to respond. Okay.
No, it's okay. Actually, my laptop was crashed 2 days back, and I have brought a new laptop. So I was trying to configure, but in our past videos, as in, I missed that the file which you have shared, right? Uh, so I have got it from it was there uh, in my past laptop. I recovered it, so that's
Okay.
what the thing
Which
is.
file?
uh, the as in Tosca file which you have shared, right?
Okay,
The
okay.
link and
The
all.
toast.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Mm,
Uh,
I,
if you want it, I can share it here only. Do you want it?
Okay, can you mail me because here also
Yeah,
if uh,
yeah, sure,
I'll
sure.
share my email ID. You can mail me.
Yeah,
Maybe it is 16.6 something that's uh the uh, the file name is right.
yeah, 16.0 version. So I'll
Okay.
share with you. I have yeah, I have your email ID. Okay. I'll you just check it. You get if you're getting an email, then just download it. Just check the previous installation video. Okay.
Mm-hmm.
Okay. And
And
configure all those options.
and few days back, I also got one interview call for TOSCA. Actually, I was supposed to ask you what all questions they actually ask in TOSCA for just for preparation. I pinned you for that. What all things they
Have you attended
ask.
that TOSCA interview,
No,
Kiran?
not yet. No, not yet.
Mm.
They will.
Okay.
I have shared my CV and all.
Okay. Are you getting calls?
Just one call I have got 2 days back.
Uh, did you update everything? I mean, so daily in the morning you have to update the resume, right?
Uh, No, no. On the past, actually, I have a long back. During COVID, only I have done this online, this AS1, AS2 certification, right? So I have
Mm.
updated that in my CV. So based on that, I'm getting the call. Yes.
Okay, okay. So as early as possible, I will share the documents of interview questions. Okay. Uh, just I engaged with emergency work and what the situation is. My father-in-law health condition is not also good, so that's why I was traveling from Pune to Bangalore, Bangalore to Pune. So
Oh, no worries, no worries. That's okay. Actually, I
yeah,
also had few plans. So that's what I'm not able to complete the session yesterday,
yeah.
but that's fine. Uh,
So
at what time you are
sorry for
available?
delaying.
No, no, it's
Yeah,
okay.
yeah.
Uh, so I
Um,
need to discuss few other things as well for the as in resume building also. But yeah, not for now. That's fine. We can take that later as well.
yeah, we will discuss in the weekends. In the
No
weekend,
problem.
yeah. Okay.
And just one thing, are we covering test data management in our course?
Test data management.
Yeah, TDM or TDM.
Test data management. Okay. The partially we will covered. Okay. That is another level of TDM. Okay. TDM means it is very advanced. For that, this will not come in AS1 and AS2. But I know the concepts of TDM. Okay. Partially we will covered. And there are more concepts here. It will take another 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, again 10 classes, 10 or 11. So in that, in between, we will cover the concepts of whatever you have asked.
Okay, okay.
Yeah. Rajesh, any doubts?
No, of course, nothing.
Yeah. Anyone? Any queries, Bobby?
Nothing for now.
Yeah. Okay. The next, we will see in the next in next session with new concept of recovery scenarios and cleanup scenarios. Okay, guys.
Yeah, okay.
Yeah.
Yes.
So thank you so much. Take
Thank you.
care.
Bye.
Bye.
Yeah, bye.
Have a good day.
Okay. Same to you. Bye.
Yeah, bye.